Hi. Let's learn about degrees of freedom in statistics. Today's topic is degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom are the maximum number of logically independent values in a data sample. They're calculated by subtracting 1 from the number of items within the data sample. Degrees of freedom represent the number of independent variables that can be estimated in a statistical analysis. They tell you how many items can be randomly selected before constraints must be put in place in a data set, based on any set requirements. For example, if you have a data sample consisting of 5 positive integers and the values must have an average of 6, the degree of freedom is 4 because the first 4 numbers can be chosen at random. If there are no known relationships between 5 positive integers, the degree of freedom is 4 as well. However, if a data sample has one integer that must be odd, the degree of freedom is 0 due to constraints on the single item within the data set. The formula to determine degrees of freedom is df equals n, 1, where df represents degrees of freedom and n represents the sample size. For example, when selecting 10 baseball players, the degree of freedom would be 9 because the 10th baseball player must have a specific batting average constraint. Degrees of freedom play a crucial role in t-tests when calculating the p-value. They define the shape of the t-distribution used in t-tests and have conceptual applications outside of statistics, such as in business decision-making. They are also utilized in chi-square tests to determine if a null hypothesis can be rejected based on the total number of variables and samples within an experiment. Here are 5 key takeaways. 1. Degrees of freedom refer to the maximum number of logically independent values, which may vary in a data sample. 2. Degrees of freedom are calculated by subtracting 1 from the number of items within the data sample. 3. The earliest concept of degrees of freedom was noted in the early 1800s with the works of mathematician and astronomer Carl Friedrich Gauss. 4. Degrees of freedom are commonly discussed in various forms of hypothesis testing in statistics, such as a chi-square. 5. Degrees of freedom can describe business situations where management must make a decision that dictates the outcome of another variable. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.